Alright, what's up y'all, LakerFan here. As I talked about title of today's video, here to ask, are pure sharps back in NBA 2K24? Now we ask this because as you're going to see by this clip right here, Limitless range is going to pop up on this shot, and it's not a very deep shot for that matter. Gold is going to pop up. This is mainly us talking about builds that have, like, let's say 96 3-pointer all the way to 99 even, but it can still influence maybe even still your 92 3-point builds. But as you can see, this is going to pop up on a 26-foot jump shot. That's not very far, and obviously you can see the range that he shot this from. It's like a reasonable range. It's definitely still within your hot zone area for sure, so it's not anything outside the realm of what we'd expect to be able to shoot in the 2K. But as you can see, that is going to be inside that reasonable range. Now, let's continue to show a couple more clips from my boy Shots Top 5. Obviously, this is the point guard that I run with. You can see me in the clip right there as a center, obviously. But as you can see, with these clips, it's going to be showcasing pretty much shots that are impacted off the Limitless, or for that matter, just that now, because the speed ups are also limited as well, they changed a lot about shooting in this update. So we're here to talk about how it's going to impact the pure sharps, and as you can see, shots like this in particular for the Limitless as well. So off that behind the back, the Jamal Murray right here, you can see, boom, bop him to the right. Limitless 3. This is a very deep 3 right here, and as you can see with the gold Limitless 96 3-pointer, it's going to be knocking down at a pretty ridiculous rate now. And I'm not sitting here to try and tell you guys that it's at some broken level that needs to get patched or anything like that. This is literally just now me saying the game functions as it should, in my opinion. They actually fixed the Limitless range to make it so. Now, let's not act like shots like this should go in at a very consistent rate, but they made it so things like this are actually hittable now from this range right here. But yeah, obviously with Mamba take, all that, this is sharp take plus, you know, whatever dimer you want to insinuate with this as well. It's not that high of a level, but either way, good shot made right there. And obviously, as you can see, that is from almost 31 feet. And obviously that is with sharp take active, but still, just wanted to showcase a couple of those distances in this video and show you that even things from 30 feet right there with, like, you know, no take even active off the dribble, that's a 30-footer right there that is still going in, and that's gold Limitless. He's like not even long arming or anything like that. He's swagging out, getting that green animation off it, and I mean, this has some value to it now. The high 3-point builds, they're finally back. We've been seeing people spot up at the hash with like 70-something 3-pointer sometimes because it's no different than, let's say, like 96 as far as the range you can shoot from. Now you have a little bit more range that you can back up on, and I think you can definitely actually shoot from the hash like we have expected to be able to in most 2Ks. So let's go ahead and show the builds that capitalize off this the most. Also, if you guys didn't know, I'm pairing up with the NBA 2K Lab this year, so you can use code LAKER for 20% off at checkout at their website. That's NBA2KLab.com. On this website is all types of really good statistical jump shot information. You can also test the jumpers on their website too. Plug the controller straight into your phone or to your PC. You can get early, green, late. It'll tell you where you need to adjust on that jump shot, or if you don't know what jumper you want to run, you just go to their jump shot recommender. You punch in your height, the jump shot rating that you're working with, and then based on the milliseconds of timing that you get, it'll recommend you a jump shot. So again, if you want to use code LAKER for 20% off at checkout, that's NBA2KLab.com. Appreciate you guys, and we'll get back to the video. All right, so this is a build that you guys are seeing on hand in all those clips with AK's build. He has a 6'4" minimum weight, 6'6" wingspan. This can allow you to get that 97 as the max, but 96 3-pointer technically for what we're going for that gold Limitless. Now, we made this actually a couple of weeks ago, and what I was trying to tell him is I didn't want to go with something that was maybe more along the lines of, like, let's say 94 3-pointer that was going to get the agent, but I was thinking potentially if Limitless does get a buff, and I expected that it felt very necessary, let's be real. I mean, it's actually ridiculous that nobody could shoot off the line maybe more than like 3 feet without takeover. That's pretty ridiculous. We're not talking real NBA basketball if that's the case then. I mean, there's countless people in the league, actually they are countable, but you get what I'm saying, like Curry, Trae Young, Dame, all these dudes that can shoot from pretty deep and pretty like ridiculous ranges for that matter, and to have a 3-pointer that's pretty similar if not better than the majority of those guys as well, I think that's pretty reasonable for gold Limitless to be pretty playable. Not to mention, as you can see, you get Green Machine Hall of Fame along with it, so 96 3-pointer was something that we settled in on, and as you can see, this build is going to capitalize off the Limitless buff very well, not to mention still a very well-rounded build. You might sleep on 72 Prim D, but honestly, I'm a big fan of it. The Bronze Fast Feet gets the job done, and it's actually very nice to be able to get that paired with the Bronze Challenger as well. You got things like Bronze Workhorse, Bronze Ankle Braces, etc., etc. For the most part, it's just about getting that Bronze Challenger at 71 and then Fast Feet at 72. That's the majority of the things that we're going for as far as this goes. You're also looking at 43 interior defense. It's obviously nothing special, so we don't have to talk about that for too long, but it actually can can definitely hang on the interior defense. If you want to check out yesterday's video talking about interior defense being kind of a scam, we even show AK banging out in some clips on the transition defense and actually holding his own against like people slashing on him on the break. But anyway, 93 ball handle is going to get you that killer combos and ankle breaker. With the way this game plays, and as you can see, 92 is going to be a very big deal off getting, like, let's say, for instance, a lot of Trae Young type dribble moves with the 92 ball handle. You get blow by, speed booster, unpluckable, all that stuff. And then at 93, once again, killer combos, ankle breaker. And I think it's a good spot to hit. If you want to drop that, you could potentially maybe, let's say, get your pass act up to 91, potentially. But either way, 89 is going to give you that Halliburton. If you want to go 91, that's what we're trying to talk about with the needle threader, etc. But let's talk more about like the shooting, for instance. And we'll talk about a 99 3 build very soon that actually, in my opinion, might have some really good value to it. And we're going to have Bonnie make it. And I know, you know, we've been talking a lot about Bonnie as our 2-guard, making a lot of different builds. But this is one that I think will be really fun to play with. And if it has some competitive value, then we'll see. I actually think it maybe could, potentially. But anyway, that's what you're looking at as far as the build that we're showing for AK. Now let's go over to the new Bonnie build. This is going to be a 6'4 shooting guard with a 6'4 wingspan. And his minimum, it's what you have to do to get the 99 3-pointer. And as you can see, we're just going high on the weight just for the heck of it. I guess I wasn't the one to really vouch for that. But to be fair, at the same time, going high on the weight gets your prim D even higher. And at the end of the day, he's not handling the ball very much. So the fatigue that you're supposedly, maybe because of, like, that's how it was last year. I can absolutely vouch for that. The heavier you were as a build, the more fatigued your player would become as like a dribbler. With this one, it's a pure, sharp 2-guard. That is going to be a pure 3-and-D build. Now, as you can see, it's still got some dunking to it. It's actually a value that we haven't had on a lot of our builds in this game so far. But ball handle is extremely expensive, so if you're able to make something that can function as a hash player, while also, still for that matter too, I know I'm referencing a lot of our older videos of just like yesterday and the day before that, but if you guys didn't see the video, at shooting guard, if you make a build of 2, even though you don't have the 70 speed with ball that's required for it, you get pro dribble style for no reason just other than you being a shooting guard. Now, you add in the fact that you have the 85 post control for the silver unpluckable. We got obviously the ability to even enter the post. I didn't get enough mid-range for the Hoff Mini Magician, which would have been 86. So if you want to hit that yourself, obviously you can do that. Not to mention with 99 3, you get Hoff Whistle, which is a very unique thing. And obviously, like I said, we're going to be able to be a cutter with this build too. So it has a little bit of, you know, merit as far as that goes. The standing dunk for the cuts too, 65 is going to be huge. You get a couple cool packages for that. If you want to settle down at like maybe 45 as well, you could do that. But as you can see, it's extremely cheap on a build at this height. And obviously, you know, I don't know if like position makes a difference on that. I believe it's more so just height that changes that for the most part. But besides that, as you can see, with the 97 prim, what we actually did is got an 82 acceleration for Hoff fast feet. You get gold spot finder as well with it, and 87 speed as a 2-way sharp. That's going to be a big feature of being this 2-way pure sharp, essentially, where you're going to be fast on defense for the sake of just, you know, sticking ball handlers, obviously. And then as far as you're relocating and moving around off ball on some JJ Redick kind of Curry stuff, obviously that's very important in terms of your speed to be able to move around and, you know, get past your defender in that aspect, off ball rather than on ball. But 99 3-pointer, I mean, the difference between 96 even and 99 is insane. So obviously the cost of this is very, very tremendous. I mean, you're looking at a difference of 94 overall all the way up to 99 max. So don't get me wrong, this is definitely an investment, but according to the testing that 2K Labs has done, that was pre-patch for that matter too, I'm sure it's changed even more, and it may be even easier to shoot in that regard as well. But the later edge of the green window, according to their video, has been very, very influenced by these late edge ratings where it's like 96, 97, 98, 99. They're really big deals as far as shooting and like really getting a lot of greens, even on things that aren't considered greens typically, like the late edge of the green window is what I'm saying. So with 97 3-pointer, you get Hoff Blinders. With 98, you get Hoff Agent 3, which is nothing to sleep on for that matter as well. I mean, it's a crazy badge, and I understand you guys are going to say, like, well, if you can't put the ball on the floor, what's the big deal about Agent? Do not sleep on the way this build can move. 82 acceleration with pro dribble style. You won't believe the power of that stuff. And, you know, like I just said, you have silver unpluckable as well. Now, I'm not making this intended to be something that's going to be a secondary ball handler. This is set up to be a lethal hash build that can still put the ball on the floor and obviously still shoot off the dribble even though you might not think it can. But we have a lot of different offensive options between our corner post-ups that we go to on the Pro-Am stuff, whether it's me being able to dribble with our, like, my 5-out sets on a 6'10" that has ball handle as well. So to go more invested in the 99 3-pointer on a shooting guard build while also maintaining 97 prim for the Hoff fast feet as well, I think this is going to be glitchy. I think it's a really fast, agile 2-guard build that is going to be good off ball on offense and for the sake of movement on defense too. And then again, acceleration still factors into the fact that you are going to move well as a ball handler. I think this is not to be slept on. I'm looking forward to what we can get out of this build. I don't have gameplay with it yet, but we will get it very soon. I promise you guys that, and we'll definitely drop some gameplay of Bonnie trying to go crazy on a build like this. Even though you might not think you can dribble, I'm definitely down to put this to the limits and like test those limits, because I've seen Salt, if you guys saw from I believe 2 days ago video as well, where we were talking about how he has 92 post control and a 6'6" that also was a shooting guard with only 40 ball handle, 40 speed of ball. It really does not lose the ball at a very alarming rate at all. It actually is a really good ball handler for that matter, and he hasn't even upgraded yet, and it's at 25 ball handle, and that's technically what Bonnie can be sitting at as well when we actually get some gameplay with it. So anyway, my point of all this being is that Limitless is back. Speed ups are gone on like inexplicable stupid speed ups where someone's like maybe barely behind you or barely to the side of you. You're literally getting a wide open jump shot and it's getting sped up for no reason. Those are no longer a thing. I think shooting is in a completely different state than it was a couple of days ago, and I'm definitely down to get some gameplay to you guys very soon with this stuff. But I want to bring this to your attention as far as life is back to the pure sharps to some extent. Again, that's even still talking about people with 92 3-pointer. That's talking about 96. That's talking about 99. All different types of levels of Limitless. I think it's still here, and they are now valuable. So I know it took about a month and a half, but the game actually feels playable again. Whether it's for the sake of pick and roll, for ISO, for slashing, all that stuff. I'm not here to complain about hardly anything at all, other than the fact that, you know, we just did complain about interior defense in yesterday's video. But you know what? At that point, I'm here to just take advantage of the game in that regard. I'm the type of dude that loves the fact that, like, I would love for high interior defense to be valuable, and I would love for, you know, the fluctuation of the dunk meter to vary based on that, but it's not the case, and it's the one thing that remains in this game that definitely needs to be patched. But besides that, I guess you could still argue the plucks and the gloves and stuff like that, but I don't know, it sounds like that's also here to stay too. So anyway, I wanted to put you guys on to this pure two-way sharp build. If you had any interest in something like this and you were looking to me for some guidance and maybe some ideas on something like this, now that you know the Limitless is buffed and back. But obviously, as we say with a lot of these videos, I've been putting out a lot of build videos and telling you guys this is the one, and then I find another one and I tell you this is the one, and then I find another one and tell you this is the one. And I'm just here to, you know, calm down on that a little bit and say, I'm just letting you guys know Limitless shooting is back, and people like me and AK, who were really hoping that that was going to be a thing, are very excited about it. And if you want to, you know, make something that's a lot similar to that, or going to take advantage of Limitless shooting as well, obviously the two builds that we just showcased to you right here are ones that we're hoping are going to be the ones that we're running for our Pro-Am team. So like I said, I don't want to set anything in stone and like lead you guys astray or anything like that, but that's what we're planning and thinking as far as this stuff goes. So anyway, that's all for the video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on noties, all that good stuff, and like always, try to 2,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put shot or put 3 in the comment search bar to my way through. Besides that, we're gonna call it good on this one. This is just another look at maybe what I thought could be a good like 99-3 point guard build, but it's not looking great personally per se. You're gonna lose a lot of acceleration and the defense on this, like the perimeter defense for the challenger and fast feet and stuff like that. But if you didn't care about that, this is an option as well. But anyway, that's all for the video. Hope you all enjoyed. None of that, take it easy, man. Peace.